In a faraway land in forests of great, my kin encountered the hairless ape. Back then we thought all was at stake when the ape did collect us at a copious rate. Welcome back, Gnomies. I'm Tanner Prittis, and this is the Gnome Grown Podcast. In today's episode, we're going to be teaching you how to make your own agar dishes at home without a pressure cooker. But before we do that, let's look at our Petri dishes from the last episode. We inoculated agar dishes and with chestnut spores. But these are the ones that we did in the last episode. This is the one that we did here in the studio, and this is the clean one. It's looking like we definitely got some contamination in the one that we did in studio. But we are getting some growth in there, so I'm excited to see where these go. We're going to bring these all the way to fruit, hopefully someday. So they're looking good. Maybe in a couple of weeks they'll be a little bit better. Okay, so let's make those agar dishes. So you can make these at home. So you use these agar dishes to grow on spores. You can clone mushrooms with these. You can check the cleanliness of liquid cultures that you buy online. And the best part about it is you don't need to spend a bunch on a pressure cooker. So what you're going to do, I'll give you the ingredients list. So you're going to need 4-ounce canning jars. You can find these at any store, especially like Walmart, Fry's, whatever neighborhood grocery store you have, they have canning materials. So you can find those there. We're also going to have a link to all the materials that I use in this episode. So just refer to that. But you're going to need your 4-ounce glass canning jars, the lids, and the 2-part lids, some tin foil for the top, and then the good stuff that goes inside. So agar, we have some gypsum for nutrients, some dextrose powder, and some azomite and nutritional yeast. Sorry, here's that dextrose powder. It got lost in behind. So these are the things that you need. It's super simple, so we're going to give you a recipe to make your own agar. So let me just get all this out of the way. So get your nice little measuring cup here. Let's actually start with the dishes. So you're going to take one of these lids. So they'll come with these lids on like this. And so you're going to take one of these lids. You're going to make a small hole in it. I use a 5/32 bit. Make a nice little hole. I like to take the little metal pieces off. And then when you're putting these on, you want to put them upside down. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to get the lids off. They'll get real sealed. So I put them on upside down, and that really helps with removing them later. And then you will apply a filter. So you can use a filter like these. Again, I'll put a link. These are micron filters. They have a little adhesive on the back. Or you can just use pillow fluff. So this like plastic fluff that you get inside of a pillow or a dog toy. This one actually it came out of my dog's toy, but you can use this as well. This will also block microorganisms, but these are way better. So just make sure we got all the metal off. Okay, and then apply one of the filters. And that's all the prep you really need for the jars. So I have all these prepped. So they all have lids. They all have nice little filters and holes. And now we're gonna create the media, the growth media. So get yourself a nice little measuring cup. I usually do like 150 milliliters at a time. So gonna put in, make sure to use distilled water. I like distilled water. You can just pick it up at any grocery store. It works best. It's got less weird additives. So you can put in 150 milliliters of water. 1 tablespoon of agar. I like to do a little bit heaping. A little bit heaping tablespoon. 1 tablespoon agar. And so the other additives that you can use, there's a wide variety. You can use potato water, wild birdseed water, dog food water, dextrose. There's literally so many different kinds of foods that you can use. So just use whatever you have handy. I was going to use wild birdseed water today, but I looked in my fridge and it had all this stuff growing on it. So I decided to use my dextrose powder. So we're going to do a teaspoon. So a teaspoon of agar, a teaspoon of dextrose powder. This is the food element, the sugar. And then a 1/8 teaspoon of gypsum. Again, all these additives aren't necessarily required. You can really just get away with using like agar, water, and some kind of like sugar base. But it really helps strengthen your mycelium. It'll look a lot more viral. What's that? Voracious. It'll look more voracious. Whatever. And then, okay, so the next additive is an 1/8 teaspoon of azomite. And then an 1/8 teaspoon of nutritional yeast. So dextrose powder, gypsum, and azomite, you're probably going to have to buy online, but you can find nutritional yeast at the store. Definitely use this as an additive to all your stuff. And that is it for your mix. So we got all the ingredients. Again, that's agar, gypsum, azomite, dextrose powder, and nutritional yeast. Give that a nice little stir. So azomite and gypsum isn't necessarily water soluble. So when you're pouring these, make sure that you're, mixing it up in between each one so that you get a good amount, because they'll just sink to the bottom. Okay. Now you're going to divide this equally between your jars. Make sure it's nice and mixed up there. Okay, so much fun noise. Okay, and then divide it evenly between your jars. We're going to be doing 4 today. It doesn't really, it depends on the size of your pot, how much you can do and how much stuff you have, but we're just going to do 4 today. 150 milliliters is more than enough to fill that. Again, you get that nice little mix in there, so you can make sure that everything's got some junk in it, some nice newts and agar. Oh, that one got way too much. Now that it's equally spaced, set this aside. Now you're going to put your lids on. Again, top side down. So usually you'd put them on like this, but we're going to put them on with the top side up so that it's easier to remove later on. And then you will top these with tin foil. So what we're essentially doing with these is we're going to be sterilizing them with boiling water. Generally, you sterilize things with pressure or with a pressure cooker or a sterilizer, but those are expensive and not everybody has access to those. So this is a way that you can make your own agar dishes with boiling water at home without all that super expensive stuff. All this stuff you can basically find at your local grocery store. So you're going to put your tin foil on, make these all nice and secure. The really good thing about these dishes too is so Petri dishes, you can't really reuse them, especially, if you had glass Petri dishes, you could reuse them, but most agar dishes are generally one-time use and then you throw them away. The thing that's really great about these is that you can just reuse them constantly. I reuse these. These have all had all kinds of cultures in them. reused constantly, and then it's, you don't have to keep buying all these petri dishes or spend a bunch of money on a pressure cooker. Okay, so now that these are all built, we're gonna put them into our pot. So the pot, you're gonna put lids in the bottom. Can you see that? So you're gonna put lids in the bottom so that there's no direct contact with the glass to the hot bottom surface. And so you're gonna move these over to your pot. Make sure to have the little lids on the bottom. Oh, I don't think all 4 are gonna fit. Nope. Looks like we're doing 3. Put some boiling water in there. I mean, you can heat them up with the boiling water, but your time doesn't start until your water is boiling. So you're gonna fill that up with boiling water. Give us a sec while our kettle heats. Almost there. And you're gonna fill it up to about the tinfoil level, so just below the lid. And you're gonna want to keep that water level above the lids on the bottom protection lids. You're gonna want to keep the water level above that, at least touching the glass, to properly sterilize / pasteurize these. So that's why we keep a kettle on hand, so that we can always have hot water to make sure that it doesn't go below that water level. Oh, real quick, make sure to put a little bit of vinegar in your pot so that you don't get hard water deposits on your jars and you can't see through them. So just a little splash of vinegar. We'll do that now. A little 5% white vinegar. Just a splishity splash. So while we're waiting for this water to boil, this is a tester that I made on the 4th, and it's like the 15th today. Yeah. So this is one that I made a few weeks ago, and you can see, you can't really see, we'll get some B-roll of this, but you can, this is one that I made with this same technique. It is still going strong, still clean, there's no growth on there, and I just think this proves the point that you don't necessarily need a pressure cooker to have sterile agar cultures. So it definitely works. You don't need to make those big purchases if you're just going to cultivate. But yeah, this one's nice and clean. We're going to keep that until, I don't know what happens. You just keep it forever and maybe nothing grows on it. I don't know. But yeah, they're clean. It totally works. So yeah, we're going to get into it. It almost sounds like it's ready. I can hear the water finishing the boil. Okay, the water is done boiling. So now we're going to pour it into our pot. I'm going to stand up for this one. Excuse me. Okay. So now we're going to pour this beautiful bits of hot water. Again, you want to get it basically covering the amount of liquid that you have in your jars. I like to go to the lid. It's about halfway of my pot. Again, little note, make sure to use a stainless steel pot if you're using vinegar, or else it will degrade your pot. But stainless steel is the best way to go. So do yourself a favor, buy a stainless steel pot. Okay. Got some water in there. We're going to turn it on high and wait for it to boil. So you don't let so you're going to let this boil for 30 minutes. Do not start your time until the water is boiling. And once 30 minutes is up, you can turn off your hot plate, whatever you want to call it. You can turn off your oven, your stove, and then you're going to transfer them to a dish so you can put them in the fridge. But again, just wait 30 minutes until it is finished, and don't let your water level go below the lids. So continue. We're going to keep this water on hand. We're going to keep an eye on the water, and we're going to let this boil for 30 minutes. And yeah, that's it. So now we wait. Okay, so the 30 minutes is up, so now we're going to remove our agar dishes. We're going to put them in this cool little container so we can put them in the fridge. Remove them immediately so that you can put them in the fridge so they can set properly. It's like gelatin, so you need to put it in the fridge while it's hot so it sets, or else it's going to be all shitty and liquidy. So Be careful, don't burn yourself. Okay. Oh, yeah, those look good. Nice and thick. Okay, now we're going to go put these in the fridge. All right, so we're going to show you the finished product real quick. So they turned out nice and good. You can see that they all are solidified. They're not liquid anymore. They're all cool, and now you have fresh agar dishes to work with. You can put spores in there. You can clone. You can do all kinds of things with these great dishes. But yeah, that's it. They're they're solid now. They're gelatin, but they're good to go. And now you can make agar dishes at home by yourself. That's it for today's episode. I hope that you can make these on your own at home. Again, they're really great way to make your own agar dishes at home, and it really works. Okay, so next time on the Gnome Grown podcast, we're going to be making liquid cultures, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We're going to show you how to make your own liquid cultures to expand that culture so you can get the best out of it. So we're going to do, let's talk about the giveaway. So we're doing another giveaway this week. And what we're giving away is a red reishi tissue culture on this Petri dish. Look how pretty and white that is. We're giving this away. So answer the riddle. Where we're going to have you submit your answer is to go to our website, gnomegrown.biz, and go to the contact tab at the bottom and submit your answer. The first person that gets the correct answer to the riddle will receive this red reishi culture dish. Let's highlight the first episode giveaway winner. His name is, their name. Don't know if it's a boy or a girl. Let's not assume their gender. It is Reefamat from Reddit. Thank you so much for playing, and I hope you enjoy your prize. He won some sweet stickers from us. So yeah, that's it for today, Gnomies. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, be sure to check out our website at gnomegrown.biz for all your cultivation needs, and follow us on Reddit and Instagram at gnomegrownmushrooms. And definitely check in for next time. And thank you so much. Peace out. These once terrifying apes were actually quite smart. With ease made growing our people into an art. Disease did not flourish, and we played a large part. Pleased are our ancestors for having such heart. What am I?